Hi, this is a Samsung 7 kg diamond drum washing machine. The model number is WA70H4000SG. And so today we're going to be replacing the front panel because it's no longer working, and I'd like to show you how it's done. So first thing we got to do is we got to open up the cover, and we're going to be removing the two bolts over here so that we can remove this panel and then get onto the board itself. So here we go. So safety first. The thing we've got to do is we've got to remove the power to make sure you don't get electrocuted. You don't want to work on something electronic or electrical with the power plugged in because you don't want to get fried. We've got to check over here. There's going to be these two bolts, and originally they're covered with this rubber. So it's just to protect them from the moisture. Because if you don't, this is what's going to happen. See that part? It's rusted. What you're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver. What we want to do next, once the screws have been removed, we're going to pull this out, and you don't actually need any tools for that. You just need to hold it down in here in this section and then just pull, and it should pop right out pretty easily. But you've got to be careful. You don't want to yank it out, because once you do, then there's a tendency you might rip the cabling over here on this side. We're going to start removing these bolts over here, or these screws, right, so that we can open this up and we can actually see the internal panel. Come off pretty easily, but even after you remove them, don't just yank them, because there's these tabs over here that you don't want to break. You want to make sure you got to apply some finesse in these things. Okay. You can just lift this up and we'll put it aside for a while. This is actually the old board, the original one that broke down. The reason why it actually broke is because of the power inconsistencies. In the beginning, I tried to remove it, and it has this, kind of like rubbery epoxy covering here to protect it, the circuits basically, and also to keep it in place. I wanted to remove it carefully, but if you do that and you're not careful, you're gonna end up bending the circuit, and what that does is it's gonna cut off all of these, all these copper traces, meaning you're gonna screw up the board completely. So it's better for you just to order online an entire set than try to kind of finagle everything on from the inside. Okay, so what we need to do next, in order for us to replace this entire board, is we need to remove all of these points over here, these wiring harnesses where they're all connected. You got to make sure there's some of these tabs that you've got to push so that they can come off much easier, like so. Right? Although some of them could be quite difficult, but in general they should come off readily if you just properly pull them out, like so. And yeah, these ones right here, the difference is on these this end section over here, so you've got to push this thing down, like so, in order for you to be able to pull them out. And it's the same thing with this one. Okay, just a second. Okay, I'll throw the other one first, and then this one. Back it out. And voila, you got it. Installation is pretty straightforward, so you just got to connect all the harness wires over here, and then we're just going to bring this back, put the screw in, and yeah, we're going to power it up for testing as well. There you go, it should click. Next one in here, this one. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Alright, done. So just gotta make sure these things are clipped nicely. Not to make them look pretty, it's just to organize them so that they don't cost you a lot of trouble later on. Okay. Yeah, if you're wondering, I'm just making sure these ones right here are matching these two over here on this side, like so. So this is the moment of truth. Let's see if it turns on. So power. Okay, so we got power in here. Let's see the water for a minute. 1, 2. So you can see it's actually working with sound. I'm not sure if the mic is picking it up, but yeah, let's say I choose fuzzy and we just say start. There you go. Oh, let's turn on the water. So there you go. So yeah, it's working, and you will see it's right there. I opened the sensors working, so it's stopping, and you can see from here it says, yeah, it looks like DE, but basically it's door open. And if I put it down, it starts again. This is the seller where I bought the product from. You will notice on the screen the actual number is there, WA70H4000SG, which is the model number of my washing machine. What I like about this seller is that when I asked them questions, they answered promptly, and they delivered in a short time. It was I live in the province, so it took me like less than a week. It was well packaged, no damage, no scratches whatsoever. So yeah, kudos to whoever the seller is. And thank you for watching. I hope that it was useful for you.